With Bridget Tenenbaum producing large quantities of Adam, Yu Si Chong transforming them into digestible tonics, and Frank Fontaine promoting them to the citizens of Rapture, the city experienced a market boom that would soon prove fatal to its very existence. Yet in the early days, many inhabitants welcomed and embraced the nascent product, unaware of its addictive qualities.
I've never known a problem can't be solved with the right kind of party. Met a man named Frankie Fontaine at my shindig last night. Old Frankie's gonna help me get my contraband kitties down here. And he brought something new to the party as well. Something positively scandalous. Some kind of wonder drug called Adam.
Limits? Yeah, I remember topside the limits. Yeah, how you should behave in that. But those limits you can beat. But how deep could I dive? How fast could I go? Them are stricter limits. You need machinery to beat those, and that's just more limits. I want to be speed itself, right? The force rushing through things, not the wind, but the velocity. Not the tide, but the power drives it. That's what I want. Like the way a grape is wine. That's me. The thing inside that bursts through. That's why I came to Rapture. To get beyond limits.
This Scout plasmid is great. Be somewhere you ain't. Tough to get your head around, huh? But the old skin and bones takes a load off while the mind goes for a stroll. I can see whatever I want, wherever I want. Gonna splice up with Scout and head down to the ladies' dressing room at the Adonis Resort.
Modified me Baffy to be the fastest vessel in this berg. Suddenly there's all these restrictions. Baffy travel's shut down, yeah? Didn't come here to be caught in a tank. But this Adam, maybe with this stuff I can be my own Baffy, my own vessel. Maybe I could be pure velocity myself, right? Fly up and not stop at the surface. Just keep flying like a conscious wind. I like that.
Do you find yourselves afflicted, my friends, with the plasmid blues? Dizzy, nauseous, seeing things that aren't even there? Dr. Holcroft's Cure-All and Pick-Me-Up. Oh, the restorative power of genuine Adam at half the price. Whoa. Step right up.
Was in a river once, topside. Underwater splunking, right? And the flow was so fast, like, and I got caught on a rock. I was drowning, till a friend pulled me out. But when I was under, I thought, let me dissolve. Let my body and the water meet, and let me be the rush of the river. Down here in Rapture, that's what I am. That's what the Adam lets me be. And I'm gonna rush now, like a river all over.
10 gallons of desalinized seawater, $1.85. 50 pounds of remnants from Fontaine's fisheries, $10.50. $20 and change for a gross of Sinclair's wholesale hypos. 2 ounces of pure Adam. That's $45 to Ryan. Put them together and what do you get? A cool grand's worth of Doc Holcroft's Cure-All and Root Maker. Placebo effect. I tell ya, it's a capitalist's best friend.
Storefronts soon carried every type of plasmid available. Electrobolt, Enrage, Incinerate, Telekinesis, and so on. Tonics flew off the shelves, promising skin as tough as an armadillo shell, or brain power capable of inventing the impossible, or even restoring vitality when consuming alcohol. The masses couldn't get enough of it, though some did express concern.
Dear Madam, I have received your letter regarding our new line of Peeping Tom plasmids and wish to respond thusly. Tough luck. This is Rapture, miss. What my customers do with my product is their business. If you are feeling uncomfortable, you are more than welcome to line the walls of your home in lead. If you wish, I could direct you to a reputable supplier.
Andrew Ryan refused to act as well. holding true to his most fundamental beliefs.
There has been tremendous pressure to regulate this plasmid business. There have been side effects, blindness, insanity, death. But what use is our ideology if it is not tested? The market does not respond like an infant, shrieking at the first sign of displeasure. The market is patient, and we must be too.
Whether naive, blind, or ignorant, Andrew Ryan failed to notice Adams's tightening grip upon the market. The citizens of Rapture came to view Adam not only as a cure-all, but a necessity.
Why can't Franklin read quietly in a corner like I did as a child? Careless. Not a single thought to where an accident might leave us. Dr. Wortham prescribed a plasmid, a mother's little helper to keep me sharp. I've had my misgivings, but I let my guard down for a second. That boy may get himself killed.
That rookie's got a lot of potential, but he's got to get with the program. Kid says plasmids are ruining the game. I say, Glatz, have you seen what we can do on that stuff? Game's not ruined, it's changing. And if the game changes, Wilkins changes with it. So I offer the rook a hypo, sports boost, and he just shakes his head and walks away. Trying to shame Wilkins, kid? Only shame is in losing, and you just decided to lose, pal.
My husband is such a perfect idiot. Throws away all his spending money on gene tonics to affect a look of physical fitness. So he'll have an excuse to sit on his rear all day listening to radio serials. Steven, I tell him, you want to be fit? Come swim laps with me, the old-fashioned way. It's your mind that's atrophying. Maybe I'll start sneaking some brain boost into his daily regimen. Sure, I've had some Johns in my time, and they've all got their kinks. But I think Rupert beats all. Keeps wanting me to splice up in the act. Says it'll heighten it for both of us. I said, honey, I ain't doing it for the heights. I'm doing it for the scratch. Besides, Danny would have a fit if I started needling. He does it himself, of course. But what's good for the gander gets the goose thrown off the drop.
Oh, Fred really burns me up. Refusing to allow splicing near the kids. But what about the neighbors? I'm not trying to keep up with the Joneses here. I'm trying to stop them from killing us. I mean, I love Fred, I do. But if he won't wear the pants around here, I'll just have to pull them up over my pantyhose.
Ryan's utopia changed with the introduction of Adam, and not for the better. As the citizens injected the wonder drug into their veins, it changed them. Excessive use broke down their bodies on the genetic level, leaving many physically deformed or developed violent mental disorders.
Survival of the fittest. That's the rule in the drop. The only rule. These numbskulls can't see the potential in leftover traces of sports boost, armored shell, tonics for increasing muscle mass and density. Oh, but I see the king of the jungle. First field trial of my new formula. Subject, Hartwig Leo. Right. Here goes.
Mr. Boots, why'd you have to do me that way? I only wanted to grow you some tiger stripes, but that wasn't enough for you. You know Daddy's Adam is off limits to pussycats, but you were wild for it. Oh, it hurt me to do it. But I swear tomorrow I'm gonna grow me some claws in your honor. Something wild is burning inside of Wilkins today, folks. The whole city's got their dreams pinned on him, and he's playing like he knows it. Shame about the rookie, but Wilkins can't let that get him down. Sure, Wilkins hit him too hard, but the rookie was weak. Wilkins didn't mean to kill him, folks. He didn't. He told that rookie to stay competitive, didn't he? Just Wilkins plays hard, folks, and he does it for you. You hear that, folks?
the more far-gone users became known as splicers. They wandered the streets of Rapture, hiding about in shadowy corridors or tunnels, waiting to pounce upon an unsuspecting little sister and steal her harvest of Adam. And their dependency upon the wonder drug populated Fontaine's growing army, who desired to tug upon the great chain and deliver Rapture into his own hands.
Rapture's changing, but Ryan can't see the wolves in the woods. This Fontaine fellow, he's a crook and a proper tea leaf, but he's got the Adam, and that makes him the governor. Sinking the profits back into bigger and better plasmids, building them Fontaine poorhouses, or like Fontaine recruiting centres. Before we know it, bloke's gonna have an army of splicers. And we're gonna have ourselves a whole heap of miseries.